The Bible teaches there is only one God. Only one God in all of existence, in all places, and at all times. There's only ever been one God. No matter where you're at in the world, there's still only one God. God has always been and will always be one God. Only one, capital G-O-D, God. Isaiah 43, among other places, God says a lot about the fact that He's the only one. It says in Isaiah 43 at the end of verse 10, "And understand that I am He. No God was formed before me, and there will be none after me. I am the Lord. There is no other Savior but me." Isaiah 44 and verse 6 says, "I am the first and the last. There is no God but me." Isaiah 44:10, "Is there any God but me? There is no other rock. I don't know of any," God says. Isaiah 45, verse 5 says, "I am the Lord, and there's no other. There is no God but me." And then at the end of verse 6, he says, "I am the Lord, and there is no other." Isaiah 45 and verse 14, at the end, it says, "They will confess to you, God is indeed with you, and there is no other." There is no other God. Isaiah 45, at the end of verse 18, God says, "I am the Lord, and there is no other." Isaiah 45, at the end of verse 21, God says, "There's no other God but me, a righteous God and Savior, and there's no one except me. Turn to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am God, and there is no other. Every knee will bow to me, and every tongue will swear allegiance." There's only one God. There is no other God. Let me ask you, are you worshiping the one true God, or do you have other gods in your life? The first of the 10 commandments, the greatest of the 10 commandments, is the first one that says, "You shall have no other gods before me." As God repeated the law in the book of Deuteronomy, He says, "Do not follow other gods." In chapter 8, He says, "Never forget the Lord and go after other gods to serve them and worship them." I wonder, what is it that you tend to put ahead of God? What is it that you tend to think about, invest in, be concerned about more than your relationship with God? Is it your own popularity or your prestige or maybe your position of power? Is it something like drugs? Is that your God? Alcohol? Sex? None of those are very good gods. What about your own comfort? Are you unwilling to give up your comfort to serve God? What about your security or risk your health for God? I wonder, do you put your career ahead of God, chasing money ahead of God, being consumed with your job ahead of your relationship with God? Do you put your family ahead of God, your parents, your children, your spouse? Maybe it's that pursuit of a spouse. That's the main thing to you. That is the God in your life. And you know, the God that we all tend to serve, and it doesn't make a very good God, is ourselves. I want to challenge you today. Cast down all the other idols. Take them out of first place in your life and give God the place He rightfully deserves, because there's no other true God. Worship, serve, follow, obey, and trust the one true God.